Well, we are live here with Coffee with Humans on a fantastic Saturday afternoon or morning, or maybe not. It could be, I mean, we are worldwide, so it's Saturday where I'm at. And I have
somewhere.
Exactly. And I've got my new friend, Angie, on Coffee with Humans. Welcome, Angie, personal brand strategist. I love that.
Thank you.
And before the broadcast, I was describing that we know nothing about each other, except you did send me a link and you said, here's everything about me. No, I'm kidding. And you did send me a link though. And I looked at it briefly because I thought, what am I getting myself into? And you must have been thinking the same thing too when you clicked the link. So I'm curious, when you were thinking, why should I click this link? What was going through your head?
I love surprises. I love freestyling. I love just the idea of, I'm a master networker. So, being able to talk to people and find out about people kind of off the cuff, I think is the most authentic way to get to know somebody and really just puts them on display. Who are you really? And when you don't have time to prepare, you find out quickly.
That's true. When I was describing what this Coffee with Humans thing is like, I keep on iterating on what it might be like for people. And I described it to you as though, we're both shopping the grocery store and then we're like, oops, bumped into the carts. And they were like, hey, let's have coffee. I think that's the essence. Like a Coffee with Humans, I meet everybody about 8 minutes before we go live. In your case, I think it was about 6 minutes because I was running a little bit late. And you're a very good sport about that. And then we just have this talk and we talk about anything.
I love it. I mean, anything.
Yes.
Wait, anything.
I've got 2 games for us to play today too. And so I'm very curious to see what happens when you're put on the spot. I'm kidding. You're not going to be put on the spot.
Well, it's difficult to see me blush, but let's see what you can do, huh?
I'm gonna try. Okay, so tell me, as a personal brand strategist, and then this crazy year of 2020, and then going into the end of the year, what's been on your mind? What are the big things that you've been circling around in your head?
You know what? Obviously, it's been a crazy year. No one expected it, and I am a public speaker. I'm a storyteller. And so at the beginning of the year, on January, I am part of this incredible women's organization, and I held basically a little TED Talk. And it was how to influence people through video. And little did I know that 3 months later, everyone was going to have to do it. So I feel like I predicted, this whole entity that's been going on. And I've been really discovering how powerful that is for everybody. And that's what made me get into personal branding. I was contacted by like an NBC casting director, and I don't have a lot of followers. And I was just constantly putting out live content, and he found me, and it led to, a great audition and me getting the part. So I realized how incredible personal branding can be if you really hone in on it. And for the past year, COVID has been a silver lining. I've gotten the chance to really dive deep into what that means. And, now I'm a personal brand strategist with over 20 plus years in sales and marketing and over 20,000 hours of public speaking. So I think this is going to be an incredible new year, 2021. But 2020 taught me quite a bit.
I bet. Yeah, 2020 has been a little bit of a mess for some people. And then it's also been, I think, like you talk about, this been this great opportunity to launch or relaunch or to grow. And you mentioned earlier that you're a master networker, which I think this whole idea of videos, like video streaming or live streaming and connecting with people across the globe, that must be a master networker's dream, I would think, right?
I mean, absolutely. And I was just saying that it's a blessing and a curse because you can just keep going. You can keep going all day. And I was just on another podcast earlier today with somebody from India. So it's just like, it's been going on, and the time differences are insane and crazy, and you just have to keep up and keep pushing. And with things like LinkedIn that are offering such organic reach and opportunity, I did a live stream yesterday and must have gotten 20 followers from it. It's incredible. And this is an amazing time to be alive and in business.
Absolutely. Certainly our listeners and viewers are seeing the same thing. Shayna says, love this, especially the perspective on COVID being an opportunity, which I totally, I think that everything is an opportunity. It really just depends on your perspective. And if necessity is the mother of invention, then when we get to that point of just needing to do something, that's your time. That's your moment. Like, embrace it.
But you have to recognize it. And that's the problem. People don't know how to recognize opportunity. They get so caught up in the problem or so caught up in the drama that they can't, like, move it out of the way and really focus on where the opportunity is. Or they're just, they don't want to see it. Some people just live in a mindset, like you're saying, live in a mindset of woe is me and negativity. And it doesn't have to be that way. Did you go out and get 95 rolls of toilet paper, Jason?
I did not. No,
right?
I don't crap that much.
Who does?
I would stop eating first. I'd be like, I'm out of toilet paper. Stop eating. And I don't even know if that works, actually, but I'm assuming it does. I don't know. There's probably some doctor who's listening who's like, he's out of his mind. Well, stop eating.
Someone's like, this isn't correct. Facebook's going to shut you down. This is not correct.
I told you we'll talk about anything. You put me up to it.
TP time. No, but really, and those are that's the type of mentality. When people went out and literally were buying pallets of toilet paper, that's such a scarcity mindset. And, I don't know about you, but I had to turn off the news when I was 24 years old. I haven't had cable since I was 24 years old because I can't deal with the drama that they're constantly bringing. I'm like, I can't watch this.
Well, it's also funny how short-sighted some of these things are. I mean, just from an amateur perspective, I would think before you buy toilet paper, like buy seeds or buy like canned like beans, something. Although it's funny because you go to the local Walmart and like all the rice is gone, and I'm thinking, you people you probably don't even know how to make rice. You've never made like, and you're like, like I got rice. Like, what the hell are you gonna do with rice all the time?
Well, how do you make rice? Please, are you the rice cooker champion of the world?
I don't eat much rice. I don't. I usually have my rice with sushi. Okay.
Ooh, bougie baby, bougie.
So along the lines of TP, this is really interesting. I was reading or watching something about some guy who actually works in like paper mills and stuff, and he talks about the supply chain specifically for things like paper towels and toilet paper. It's the supply chain is at capacity and they incrementally add capacity every year. And so he said, what people did is they assumed that, well, if you take it all now, that we will just amp up capacity. He says, that's not true. We plant a certain number of trees that are sustainable. He says, all the trees are sustainable in the paper industry. We know how many trees are planted each year. The facilities are at capacity. They operate 24/7. And it's not like we can flex capacity because there's no, the demand for toilet paper is not seasonal. It just is based on the quantity of people using it every year. And that doesn't change outside of any, dramatic amount. And so he said, basically it's going to take us a long time. It's going to take us months to catch up to the point that we'll be able to restock this stuff because we don't just like magically turn on the toilet paper making machine and like, double capacity. So he says it's a finely tuned machine and you screwed it all up because you went out and bought a bunch of stuff.
Where did you even learn this? Like, this is the type of stuff you learn while using TP. Like, I feel like what you just told me is something I'd be Googling in my bathroom. Oh my God, that is really interesting and it's important because I mean I'm a nature freak,
okay.
And I love being outside and adventures, and it's where I recharge. But I love to preserve the environment, and I had no idea that there was exactly the amount of trees planted, and there's other products that I'm sure we can use, other plants that we can use that grow faster, but I had no idea how precise that was. And
there's no additional capacity in toilet paper.
Charmin, Charmin, how are you gonna do me like that, Charmin?
There's no reason to do. There's no reason to increase it. Although I don't know, maybe they increase it in the summertime because kids like throw it. Do kids still do that? Did you ever TP somebody's house like in the middle of the night, just like throw toilet paper on their house or something like that? I admit, I might have done it.
No, I'm kidding. No, actually, no, never. I never really did. I was always like, why? Just why?
The same reason kids do any dumbass thing. Just why? It's like, because we can.
Yeah.
Right. We're up too late. There's, when mom says it's like, there's nothing good that happens after midnight. It's like, she's probably right.
And you're right. Like, when was the last time you saw that? Like, I don't even remember the last time I saw a house toilet paper.
I haven't seen it. I think maybe it went out of style.
Thank God.
I suppose. So let me let me ask you this. You said you're a nature freak.
Big.
Okay. Classify that for me. What are the characteristics of a nature freak?
So, I don't think when people see me, they really think nature. You know what I mean? Like there is a lack of diversity in the nature industry.
In camping?
I'm not like your typical profile of a person who does what I do. So
That's
being
true.
a nature freak, I have started about 5 years ago, and I grew up in the suburbs. I grew up in the woods, by the ocean. I've always known how to swim, which is also rare for most Black people, African Americans. And I was always like, oh, I'm not going to camp. I don't want to camp. I don't want to, my hair, the dirt, the whole thing, right? And so then after self-awareness, I began understanding self-awareness and started jumping out of planes and things like that. I was like, well, maybe let's dabble in nature. Let's see what this camping thing is about, because I had a ton of friends who did it. And so went to REI, got a ton of gear, and that was it. Ever since I laid my butt on the dirt on the ground and listened to the stars, listened to the nighttime and the stars, it was over. And now I go backpacking in Iceland through deserts and blizzards, and it's nonstop, and it has completely changed my life and my view of myself, and it saved me through COVID. I was just like, I can live out of a backpack. If I can live out of a backpack, I don't need 50 rolls of toilet paper. So really, the nature thing, it's taught me so much. And there's practices, when you're backpacking, there are practices and rules that everybody follows. Make sure you take your trash and follow on the trail, because if you go off the trail, then you're messing with the ecosystem and all of these things. So I take it very, very seriously. And I was walking my dog the other day, and I decided to take the sidewalk instead of like crossing over the grass, like stupid stuff.
No, so you are totally right. I've spent a good deal of time camping throughout the United States. And I lived out of a camper. My family and I lived out of a camper for a month and a half at a time for a couple summers, and then extended weekends, just camping all the time. So much so that when, we came home, and I was just like I'm like claustrophobic, in my, mid-American house, like this is so small.
and you're just like, when you live out of how big was your RV?
It was the highest pop-up you can buy. So it had a shower, it had a toilet, it had a oven and microwave and all that stuff. Yeah, 2 queen bed or 2 king beds, something like that.
Ooh, okay. But it teaches you how to live so minimally. You live like that for a month, and you're just like, what is all this stuff that I have? Like, why do I have all of this?
It's so relaxing. Like, because I'm with you. We're kindred spirits, and you are totally right. The camping, for whatever reason, it's just a cultural thing. It's just it's a bunch of white people off in the sticks, and it doesn't have to be. Like my dad, he could camp. There's nothing keeping the man from camping, but his idea of camping is like a nice hotel. And like, and he was really camping if it was like a bad hotel, like that's totally fine. Like, but that's not camping. That's not in nature, which is where, before we built all this stuff around us, that's what we were kind of doing. You look at cabins, when people built cabins with their own 2 hands, stacking, trees on top of each other. That's kind of what camping is now. Only now camping's even better because you can go to an REI and you can pick up, this beautiful sleeping bag that's like corrects for temperatures and sweat and all this other stuff. It's like, it's legit a nice time out there. Only it's so peaceful. And like you say, at nighttime, it's just, you look up in the stars and it's quiet. And I don't know, there's something about it that grounds us. And I don't know why more cultures don't just, like you say, just like, hey, just, so what? You never did it before? Do it. You might love it.
Well, I mean, I'll tell you exactly why other cultures haven't participated as much is because, media runs things. Media tells us who we are, what we should be doing. And honestly, growing up for me, I didn't even see Black women CEOs. I didn't see Black women as, stars of shows and Black women doing businesses and building businesses and empires like myself. So it's an evolution. And until people start seeing it, then they start realizing that it could be for them too. So it's not until you start seeing your own face, eyes, hair, nose, whatever it is, skin color, that sometimes you just, you're scared. Oh, why aren't my people doing it? Like, what's not good about it for me? But it's not, and you're right. Like, even all the culture, we all came from Africa, right? We all came from the sticks. So let's all go back.
There is something to that. And I've the example I've used for years. I used to sing. I'm a singer, and one of my great friends, he unfortunately passed away. But this, I'm like 5'7", and I'm kind of stocky, but I'm not like built, right? And I had one of my good friends named Ricky, reasonably tall, built Black guy, played piano like he didn't read anything on piano. He just like listened to it and then make it happen. And I have no idea how he did that. So I was like standing off him, right? And he'd invite me out to his church where he was the music leader, And so I walk into the Black church, and it's got a totally different feel than, the white church. And exactly. And I'm jamming out, right? And people are looking at me going, what is he doing? Like, and a fraction of them are like, get him out. And a fraction, a fraction were like, I can't believe it. He's here. It's like, come on.
Where do I go?
Listen, my legs work just like yours. Will walk into your church. You walk into mine, fine.
Oh my God. Was it Baptist?
It was.
Oh, yes, they get deep. Oh, amen.
Oh yeah, we might have had 2 or 3 offerings. It was great. It was so much fun though, and like what you say, I think a lot of people look for their faces. Like, here, where are my people, right? And it's in our nature. It's built in, and overcoming that is an interesting, or working through it is an interesting experiment, I think, for a lot of us, because we have to learn to cross borders. The borders that are just made up in our minds. That's all they are. It's just made up. The rules are all made up. They were made up by people who are just like us. So why don't we just change? Like, we can change the rules. It's okay. Like, it's not against the laws of physics,
It's just not. No, it's just not. And my family, so long story short, I was adopted into a white family. So, so I was around it too, like everybody was doing it. And so, I find a lot of purpose in my life to do a lot of things and step outside my comfort zone. And I hope I am a catalyst for other people. I've been inspired and influenced by that community to do things that hopefully will influence, other communities. And it's all about judgment. And when my family decided to adopt a Black baby in 1985, they were setting the groundwork for me to feel comfortable to step outside my own comfort zone.
Absolutely.
In 1985, it was still illegal for a white family to adopt a Black baby in the South, in Florida.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
In our generation, So it's absolutely crazy. And they withstood racism. You see this white family with this little Black baby, and the whole Black community is like an ashy Black baby, to be specific. And the Black community is like, they are not taking care of that baby, you know? They're just like, in the white community, it's just like, wow, you know, like, why would you adopt a whole nother culture?
Right.
I wouldn't know what to do with that hair and all of this, but they didn't care. They loved me, and they were like, you know, middle finger to the world, and we're going to make this work. And they did. And I turned out okay. I'm not ashy anymore, honey. I am not.
Well, there you go. That's good. And you figured out how to take care of your hair. That's good. And my hair all fell out, so I don't have to do it anymore. Shayna, thanks for joining us here. We create our own ceilings. It's so true. Before I even experience your judgment, I've experienced my own. And that is a great lesson, I think, for a lot of people who, and I hate to say this, but for a lot of people, I don't hate to say it, it is true. For a lot of people who experience judgment, you experience your own judgment, and you got to make sure, is that really judgment that you're getting, or is that judgment that you're creating? And I remember, this is a silly example, but I mean, it's very true. You know, when I was growing up in my certain culture, you know, I remember walking through the how do I say this? It was the mall. Remember when we had malls? And you'd walk through the inside of the mall, and like people would meet at the mall and stuff for a reason to
Friday nights
walk the mall. I don't even know. Anyhow, we used to do that. And I remember, you know, we had a baby when we were very, very young. And I remember walking around the mall as a 21-year-old, 22-year-old with a little baby in a stroller. You know, my wife there, she's like 21, 22. And I was experiencing judgment from people that weren't even looking at me. It was my own judgment in my own head going, they all think, like, how dare he have a child so young? Like, that's what I was saying in my own head. But that was just a storyline that I got from who knows where. Nobody was even looking at me. No one cared, and no one was going to think about me 10 minutes later. And yet I was experiencing this judgment. So I think we need to clarify sometimes, or get through, like, offer ourselves the opportunity to say, you know what, I'm not accepting judgment even from myself. Like, I'm holding myself back from the things that I want to do because I've already judged myself, and have judged myself incorrectly, because your storyline for me is not my storyline for me, right? They're two different things.
Well, it's such a terrible cycle, because honestly, when someone else judges me, it actually says more about them. And I know for a fact, if someone was just like, I don't like your outfit, and I'm just like, well, then I'm pretty positive you're insecure about your own personal style, you know, or whatever it is. I don't like that you're loud. I'm very loud, so people love to comment on that. I'm just like, well, then you probably don't even have enough confidence to speak up for yourself. And I think if more people just were empathetic to themselves, gave themselves permission to fail and mess up and try and experiment, there would be so much less judgment. But people are just so caught up in their own mind, like you said.
Absolutely. I posted, actually, this is fun and relevant, I think. I posted today on to a different Facebook group an image. I'm going to find this image. It's from Henry Wadsworth, whatever, the writer, the old writer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I don't really know what he wrote, and I probably should, but I just don't. I don't know all of those things.
That's it. Be nice to yourself. It's okay, Jason, to not know.
Are you sure? Are you still okay with me?
I don't know. Oprah. Have her whip you into shape.
What did you say, Oprah?
Yes, honey. Listen, I got her.
Get a whale, and you get a whale. Whoever did that. Do you remember? Do you remember that meme? You get a school, and you get a school. I don't want a school. What do I do with a school? Figure it out. I'm giving it to you.
Don't forget to pay taxes.
Hold on. I've got, so this banner, people can't see this. I'm gonna get our little wiper do off the top. Boop. Every man has his secret sorrows of which the world knows not. And oftentimes we call a man cold when he is only sad. Oh, snap.
Life changing.
Yeah, right. And so I think some people who are acting cold or feel themselves needing to be cold are simply resisting sorrow. And so I think an opportunity for us all is to let sorrow soften us.
I love that. Yeah. Sink into that. Let sorrow soften us. And actually, that's very, very true, because I used to never cry. Never. Oh. I was like, crying is weakness. And my mother, God rest her soul, rest in peace, she passed just a few weeks ago. But she taught me so much about life. And it was, you know, and it was that. It was exactly that, what he said. And I love it.
I'm going to get something. I've never walked off camera in the middle of this, but I'm going to get something. Okay. Entertain everybody while I'm back.
Keep them company. But it's true. We have to find our own personal self. And you brought something personal. You brought the personal, honey. What is this? You've had it probably since you were 2 years old.
I got this the other day from my mom, who I celebrated my 43rd birthday and went over to my parents' house for dinner, breaking all the COVID rules. I know. I've already had COVID, though, so I'm not.
Me too.
It wasn't that bad. But anyhow, regardless, we're not going to debate COVID. This is Sam. Sam has probably been at my parents' house for like 35 years. And mom's like, he's beat up. It's like, no, actually, he's in really good condition. Yes. His if you see, has this came off once and mom put it back on. This is his mouth. And then apparently, I don't know if I used to rub his nose or what the heck. But along the lines of this, like, sometimes people are cold when they are merely sad, I thought of this bear. And I thought, you know, if this bear was cold and sharp and he took more warmth from me than he gave, I wouldn't like him. He wouldn't be a very good bear. So as a person, let's be like Sam. Let's be soft and warm, because it's easier to cuddle, right?
100%, 100%. And it's okay to cry with your teddy bear. It's okay to cry. It releases that sadness. It releases that sorrow. 100%. Be
Absolutely.
the teddy bear.
Be the bear. Isn't that great?
I love it. I actually I still have my blanket. Like, why you know what I mean? Like, all this stuff, like our next, like, I'm sure your kid or kids moving forward are going to be like, why do you still have that? You know, like, do they have those sentimental things like we do? Because they move on so quickly. But I still have my blanket, you know, in a storage. It's not like I sleep with it, but I still have that stuff.
If my kid ever said, "Why do you have that bear?" I'd be, "Shut up, get out of my house." I wouldn't say that. That'd be terrible. I would be that. I'm taking your bear back too. That's what I'm out. I'd be like, I'm just a child in my soul. inside here. Oh my God.
Baby. How old are they?
My children are 21, 20, and 14. Oh my God. Oh.
You started early though, honey.
I did.
I don't have any. I have done nothing to
nothing about that.
grow my legacy yet.
That's all right.
Right. I know. It's coming. It's all good. It's all good.
Life works. My word for this year, for this moment in time. Okay. Oh, wow. There's a good question for you. So if your life were a book, what would be one of the names of the chapters? You can think about that while I tell you the name of my chapter.
Perfect.
My name of the chapter, or maybe it's the name of the book, I don't know, is Love Your Journey.
Facts. Why? How did you arrive to that?
Because so many times in my life, I've loved the destination and stayed in a destination, you know, metaphorically or physically in a destination, and fall in love with that destination. But sometimes destinations change, and life is a journey. And so I've had a hard time loving the moments on the journey and just being okay with the meandering parts of the journey and the ups and the downs, instead of just trying to push for a destination. And now I'm just like, whoa, relax, and just love your journey.
100%. And you know what? I love to stay open-minded. And I just came across a little, you know, proverb, I guess, on that exact situation. So we sit here and we ask ourselves, what's more important, the journey or the destination? For you, it used to be the destination. Now it's kind of transitioned into the journey. But the reality is it's neither. It's the people that you meet, you know? And that is what, because if there's one thing that 2020 taught me, it's that I cannot do it alone. And I'm one of those people, you know, I was the independent woman, and I grew up young, you know, I was mature at a young age. And so it's that mentality of I can do it all by myself. And it's not about that. It's always about community and collaborating. Look at what we're doing now. You know, you couldn't have this show without the collaboration, without somebody else on this journey with you. So regardless of the destination and regardless of the journey, if you have the right people, it keeps you present, it keeps you grounded, and keeps you moving forward.
I love that. That is great. So what about you? What would be one of the titles of one of your chapters?
So recently, while discovering personal branding and understanding my own personal brand, I'm a creative. I do a lot of things. I sing. I love to be on stage. I love to backpack. So a lot of random things. And I said to myself, how do I market all of that into one neat little package? So I started doing some research, and I was just like, what's the name of somebody who's, and I consider myself, and it's not a brag, but I consider myself, I'm very competitive. So I like to do things very well and above average. I'm not an overachiever though, but I'm not an overachiever. But I love, you know, I'm very competitive. I love doing things to the best of my abilities. And I came across this terminology, and it's called a polymath. Have you ever heard of that?
I've not. That was the good transition.
Perfect.
That was one of the things I pulled off your website. So school me. I love it.
And so one of the things that I learned, so my title would be called The Future is Polymath. And the reason why, and the reason what a polymath is basically a gifted person or someone who is well-versed, trained, or an expert in many subjects and categories. So the most famous polymath in the world was Leonardo da Vinci. Many knew him as an artist, but most didn't know that he was an architect. He was an engineer. He was a massive fitness buff. Like, he took all of that very, very seriously. And he had this special sleeping pattern where he would sleep maybe 4 hours a day, but he would break it up into 20-minute segments so that he can be more productive. So he was just so, you know, controversial in how he lived. And it was because he was a polymath. And in so many instances in society, they're telling us to niche down. They're telling us to focus on one thing. And they're saying that, you know, be a master of one, you know what I mean, instead of being a master of none. And it's not necessarily the case. Polymaths are there's a whole community of people who feel they have all these different talents to offer, and they can offer them in a wide range of different skill sets, but they're being like bogged down and told to not explore all of their own possibilities. So I believe now the future is polymath, and we're seeing that because there's a ton of self-education. Everybody is self-educating themselves, and they're finding all of their new passions and going after it. And I do believe, you know, having many passions and having many skills is going to be the future of surviving this new e-commerce. Because if you're not online, you know, you're not going to make it.
Yeah. I had a similar conversation with a gentleman named, I think his name is Andrew Baker. And he was looking at my LinkedIn profile, and I've got a video out there about me and stuff. And he said, whoever said the term something or master of none.
I know. I can't think of it.
Right, I can't remember. Right, well, whatever that term is. He said hasn't met you, and he says you've done a lot of stuff, and you've been pretty good at a lot of it. I'm like, yeah, that's true. And I said, so this idea of like you say, idea of niching down. I think sometimes sacrifices a lot of what a person, like the holistic or the full range of who people are and who they could be, and walk into the fullness. There's a quote by, oh shoot, I'm going to forget her name. I'll find it, but there's a quote that says, most of us don't take up the space that the universe intended for us. Right? Brilliant. Carolyn McHugh, that's what it is. Carolyn McHugh.
Don't care.
Most of us don't take up the space that the universe intended for us. And I love that quote because it resonates with me, and I think with a lot of people, that they feel like they're created for more. And yet they, getting back to some of our previous conversations, they're created for more, but then they hit this point of judgment. They're like, yeah, but I shouldn't. And then they look around and say, are you my people? And they're like, fine, so I'll just be this thing. And I told all these people over here told me I should be this. And so I did that. And then all of a sudden you go through these points where you're just like, yeah, but that's not enough. Something's missing. Katie chimed in here, jack of all trades and master of none.
Master of none. Yes. Thank you, Katie.
Yeah. And some people just defy those we just inherently defy, the accepted wisdom, right? On that.
Exactly. People who are polymaths like yourself, there's a level of self-awareness that allows you to say, I'm curious. I'm curious about this, and I'm going to check it out a little bit further.
Yeah. This quote, I love it. And I think everybody, for whoever they are, walk into your fullness. If you want to do something, do it. You want to try something, try it. And if the haters tell you no, the first thing I would say in my own head is, well, first of all, is that really the hater telling me no, or is it really just my own self-judgment? Oh. And if it's your own self-judgment, just get rid of it, because you are a sample size of 1 of 8 billion people on the planet. And then also look at the other person and say, well, they're a sample size of 1 of 8 billion people on the planet, and the rules are all made up. So why don't you just try it and see? And you might love it, right?
I mean, there's more than one way to build a business, right?
Yes.
So there's more than one way to live your life. And what was interesting is, long story short, went to college, dropped out after my first semester because I didn't know what I wanted to do. But I knew that I loved helping people and healing people. So I had this curiosity in massage therapy.
Okay.
And so I ended up taking an 18-month class and took it and spent some time in the industry and then left. What I didn't realize at the time was that I was enhancing my sales skills. So I said I've been in sales for 20 plus years, and it helped me step myself out of my comfort zone, become more extroverted. And through massage therapy, the whole idea is becoming in tune with the person, with your client, with the person across from you. So I can read people's body language. I can tell if they're in a bad mood or a good mood. I was getting their energy, and that's what massage therapy taught me. And it made me one of the best salespeople ever, because I knew exactly how somebody was feeling. So I was able to tune into that and move in the way that I needed to strategically. And there's nobody who is going to tell you to take a massage therapy school,
right,
take a massage therapy course, to be better at sales. No, not Grant Cardone. Nobody's going to tell you to do that, but I am, because I knew, I followed my curiosity and it led to that. And it was magical.
Yes, absolutely. I think you're so right. Because when a lot of these skills you can only learn them in certain situations. Like if you're in theater, if you're in performance, like suddenly you're okay with public speaking and you're okay with sales. It's like all of these things build on one another if you look for those connections, instead of just, like you say, niching down into one thing, be like, well, I think you should sit your butt in that seat a whole day and for the rest of your life. It's next 60 years. Let's look at the computer screen. I have a game for us to play. You want to play the game?
I'm ready.
Okay, you said you're a creative person, and now it's your moment to prove it. My game that we're going to play today is What's That Pharmaceutical? Okay, so I have some made-up pharmaceutical names, courtesy of fantasynamegenerators.com.
Cool.
They didn't pay me for this. I just figured I should give a shout out since I stole it off their website.
What?
So if our listeners, our viewers want to join in on this too, you're welcome to make up your own reason for what this naming is. So I'm just going to give an example. So the idea here we're going to get 30 seconds, and I'm going to start a timer. So I'm going to click a button, and it's going to give us a name. And so in this case, it's going to be Finisol.
Okay.
Or you could say Finisol or
Right.
Finisol. It's up to you. It doesn't make a difference. And 30 seconds later, you're going to think about this for 30 seconds. You're going to come up with what you think that pharmaceutical is, what it does, who it's for, right? Like, how would you sell that pharmaceutical?
Okay.
After 30 seconds, you get to tell us what it is.
Okay.
Okay. That's how it's going to work. You ready? Okay. I need to set a 30-second timer.
Oh my God. I am so immature. This is not going to be good.
I said you could talk about anything.
Okay.
All press is good press. That's what they say. Okay. Ready? I've never played this game. I told you were my guinea pig. I love it. You're totally the personality for this too.
I'm ready.
You and I would have great time camping. Okay.
Let's set it up.
Seriously, let's do it. Okay. Ready? I'm going to click the button and I'm going to click a timer. Factomide. 30 seconds.
All right. So am I doing the 30 seconds right now?
You're going to think about it right now.
Okay.
And then we'll present it after 30 seconds. Okay, let's see here. Five seconds. All right, that's it. So that's the end of our time. All right. Do you know how you?
I'll try it. I'll see what we got.
Okay. So what? So.
Okay. So I'm a pharmaceutical rep. Okay, everybody. Do you have brain farts all the time? Do you sometimes forget your mom's birthday? Or do you forget that the woman next to you isn't your wife? You might need some Factomide. You need the truth, brother. You better take this stat before you get a divorce and your children hate you.
Oh my gosh. Wow, that's a benefit. Very, very good. Very good, everybody. All right, viewers, make sure you're keeping track of what she's saying here. So, okay, so Factomide. Let's see here. You did so good.
I'm scared.
Now you've put me in the hot seat. I feel like, and you said you were competitive too, so I got to come out of the gate swinging.
I'm ready, Jay.
Factomide. Factomide. So, Factomide. Do you find yourself at business gatherings unable to remember basic facts or quotes, such as "Jack of all trades, master of none"? You might need Factomide, available in pill form, or Shayna, or she says order now for your second or free. So I'll take that one too. Order now, and your second one is free.
May cause diarrhea, indigestion, death, minute hearing, hair loss, erectile dysfunction.
Oh my God. All right. You did a fantastic job. I'm going to have to step up my game. All right. You ready for another one?
I'm scared. Yes.
Okay. It is Lyocellix. All right. 30 seconds.
Okay.
This is difficult. This is very difficult. I don't know what's happening here. This is a crazy game.
Okay. I'm ready.
All right. So you went first last time. I feel like I should go first this time.
Okay, perfect. Amen.
All right.
Good.
I can't do the one I was thinking of. I can't. All right. So when you find yourself camping in the woods, do you ever look up at the stars and feel like you're traveling through time in an endless universe of empty space? Do you recall the Star Trek theme of stars traveling past you? And does that make you sick? Then you need Lyocellix. Lyocellix calms you down. Lyocellix enables you to not feel like you're traveling through empty space. Lyocellix is there as your best friend. It was bad. You're much more creative than me. All right, fine.
No, I love it. No, because it literally sounds like a real commercial. It's like a bumbling idiot, but yours actually sounds like a real commercial. What does Shayna say?
Lyocellix, the cell phone med for when you just don't want to answer. Apply generously. Please call if death occurs. That's cute. All right. What do you got?
Okay. Lyocellix. Have you ever been in Africa, just hanging out in the desert, and all of a sudden you see a lion ready to have you for prey, and all you want to do is sit and relax? Well, you better take yourself some Lyocellix and get your ass up and run the hell away. Lyocellix is going to give you wings, brother. The way to survive.
Lyocellix, the way to survive. Oh my God, that's good. See, this is harder than it seems.
It is. It is. Well,
All right.
Listen, people spend a lot of money to learn how to improvise. It's hard.
Ah, right. This is like improv. This is like improv class. We made up our own improv class.
Listen, we're killing it.
We are killing it.
Judge all you want.
You ready for one more?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Oh, hold on. We're gonna do the next one because the next one I is longer than this one.
Okay.
Nope. Hold on. We're gonna do the next one. Here we go. Brimomine. Brimomine. 30 seconds. Okay.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm having a really hard time with this one.
First?
You can go first if you want. Did you want to go first?
Sure, I'll go first. This is for all the lactose intolerant people out there. If you are being clogged up by your favorite cheese, like brie, you're going to need some Brimomine. Brimomine releases the cheese and makes you feel exquisite. Brimomine makes you feel relaxed. Brimomine cuts the cheese.
Brimomine releases the cheese
before any meal. I'm done.
All right. So here's mine. Here's
Why are we here?
I know. Brimomine.
You have to get through this.
I'm going to try. Brimomine. Are you tired of chafing?
hurts.
Are you tired? Are you tired of the itch? Dramamine is there. Dramamine is in all the places that you don't want to be. That's it. That's done.
You chafing? Why? Yes.
Like, yeah. It's so nebulous because it's like all the places I don't want to be. All right.
I feel like the listeners really felt that last one. I feel like people really resonated with that last one.
I think that's true.
People
I don't know. It might not be. People are like, he's lost his damn mind.
Oh my God. Oh, that was good. That is fun. That is fun.
Uh-huh.
We're wild. We're wild and crazy.
We are wild and crazy. So backpacking through Iceland. You went backpacking through Iceland?
Yeah, I took some Dramamine with me because my thighs were rubbing together so much. Yeah, no, I did. I backpacked through Iceland. I have this backpacking girlfriend, and it's very difficult to find other women, who love to get down and dirty, because you don't shower for a week, and you're wearing the same things and whatever. So she's my little travel buddy, and we booked on what's called the Lagervegur Trail in Iceland, and it's one of the most famous and most multi-climate trails in the world. So we went through 80 degrees. We were in deserts. We were in snowstorms. We were in monsoons. We saw everything. And at one point, and I don't know why I do this. I really don't, because at one point it was definitely a life or death situation. Not life or death, but I really could have gotten hurt.
Yeah.
And we were traveling. We got to a safe place, and we got through part of the snow blizzard, and we got to a safe place, and we were like, can we, set up shop here for the night? And he was just like, actually, all the beds are booked. And if you set up your tent outside, you're going to freeze to death. So we were like, okay, got to keep going. And we had already been walking for 6 hours. And we had another 6 to go. So we trailed for 12 hours so that we didn't die.
What?
About halfway from the safe point to the next safe point, about halfway there. So we're in 9 hours of backpacking already. We both have 50 plus pounds on our packs. We had to climb this dirt mountain, and there was no trail. You just see all the footsteps, and she climbed it like a champ. Now I'm athletic. She's very athletic, but I'm athletic too. And she climbed it like a champ. She was scared out of her mind, but she did it, and her mind, prevailed.
Yeah.
I got stuck. I just stayed there, face down in the mud, because all of the dirt below me was starting to crumble. And below me was just this little river of just rocks and cold Iceland water. And I could have easily, one wrong move, and I was going to definitely tumble down because I had so much weight on my pack.
Yeah. So
I'm, leaning forward. I'm holding on to dirt, which is just crumbling below me. And I'm like, what do I do? And she's like, pray. She's like, I can't even help you. And so I had to find that mental strength and finally dig my hands and feet in and climb. And it was one of the scariest moments, and you're exhausted. You're already exhausted. So it's been, backpacking is one of the most amazing things, but I've literally put myself in danger.
Well, I would think that you would find, I think you'd agree with this, that those life-changing experiences when we put ourselves in physical peril are directly transferable to the types of things we believe we can accomplish, like in business or in life or relationships, right? It's like, oh my God, like you don't have it. You have no idea what I just did. Of course we can, sell this product.
I can talk to anybody. Yeah, absolutely. I have no fear of talking to professional people, CEOs, important people, celebrities, whatever it is, because I'm like, did you cheat death? I doubt it,
Right.
And it puts everybody on a level playing field in my mind. Absolutely.
Yeah. I had one of those experiences too. which I can't.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. I shouldn't have said it.
You already started. Lay it out.
I can't. I pooped in my brother's car. Happened. I didn't mean to.
No, that was not the story.
My bowels got the best of me. And we were stuck in traffic, and I had eaten at a steakhouse, and I had my 3 favorite things at the time, which you should never eat in subsequent order, which is one of those onion things. I think they called it a bloomin' onion, followed by a salad, followed by French onion soup. And I tell you what, if you continue to eat onions like that, you're loading an effing cannon. Something amazing is going to happen. You're not going to like it. All right.
That is horrific.
Yeah, but you know what? After that point in time, I went to this meeting with some executive at some big business, billion-dollar manufacturer, or whatever. And at the time, that guy thought he was hot stuff, and I thought, nope, not really. No, because you know what? We all poop, and I crap my pants, and so you're just one shit away from just being like me. All right. Okay. Wow. I cannot even believe I said that on the air. Well, you're a bad influence.
Oh my God.
My mom would say I need to stop talking to you.
No. Where's your bear? Get your bear. He needs to whip you into shape. Oh wait, do you remember that dog that used to be like, "You look good for me to poop on"?
Yeah, that was who that was
right?
Yeah, Conan's dog for me to poop on. Oh my God. It's not that kind of show.
That's you.
All right. One last game. We've got 2 minutes left. 3 minutes left. We got one last game. 4 minutes left.
I'm like crying.
We're gonna have a minute. This is a different game than we played last time.
Okay.
You're gonna need your pen and your paper.
Okay.
This game, boop. You can tell me if you like this one better than What's That Pharmaceutical. This game, Whatchamadrawit. Okay. I'm going to give you an example. So you're going to get on the screen something like draw a fly with glasses, a cape, and lots of bling, and you're going to have 1 minute to draw that, and then for all the marbles, we're going to have our people vote on who wins.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
This is.
I knew you'd be excited.
Let's do it. Yep.
This is probably better than What's That Pharmaceutical.
No, they're both good. They're both great.
Okay. Oh, thanks. All right, here we go. Ready?
Yes.
Draw Santa Claus and the Tooth Fairy at a birthday party for the Easter Bunny. You have 1 minute, and starting now.
I hope no one's offended by like what I'm drawing right now.
You know what? If they are, that's too bad.
Okay. Okay.
3, 2, 1. Oh, okay. Pens down.
Oh, come on.
Pens down. It's been a minute. You had 1 minute. You said you were creative. You ought to be able to do this.
I'm on the Tooth Fairy. Okay.
That's the first time I've ever heard that in my life. What is that? All right. Okay. Here's your moment.
Okay. So that's the Tooth Fairy. and that's their wings, and that's the magic wand, and he's blessing Santa Claus.
Is Santa Claus the guy with the little stick legs?
No,
And no body?
That's his beard, Jason.
Oh, sorry. Oh, right.
Beard.
Now I see it.
Hater, yo, you're such a hater. Let's see
Now I
yours.
see it.
Hater. Oh, yours is so detailed. It's like a Picasso. What's it say? I'm Santa. Teeth. You're stupid.
And I thought the bunny should say something, but I think he was going to say thanks for the gifts.
Yeah.
But just so people don't get confused, teeth. And he looks like an angel. I just kind of envisioned that's how but I don't know. I don't think the tooth fairy is actually a tooth. Just, I'm going to lay that on you. Okay. So let's, I know it's shocking. He steals teeth and then gives money, which is also kind of weird.
First of all, you can't tell me what my tooth fairy looks like. Okay. All right. If your tooth fairy want to look like, little Bo Peep over there with your little angel wings.
All right, people. Here's our images. It's your opportunity to vote for us. And for all of our listeners, I'm sorry you can't actually see these things. All right.
Mine actually. So my tooth fairy does look like a tooth with wings, and this is probably way more accurate. I believe I'm fighting for my position. I believe my drawing is actually more accurate to what both of these characters look like and represent.
I appreciate your assertiveness. I'm going to say it's a cultural difference. Prove me wrong. Okay. All right.
There's the lie.
Okay. One more, and then we're probably up at at the time that we tell our viewers we're going to get off.
Okay.
And they've already suffered enough through stories.
Yes.
Oh, Katie says, I really like Angie's tooth fairy, but I think Jason wins. I got to tell you that a tooth fairy that looks like a tooth, it's expected. It's good. It would make more sense than an angel coming and be like, what are you, an angel? No, I'm taking your teeth. Like, the F what? What kind of angel takes my teeth? We need more teeth in heaven. If somebody take your teeth.
We're reincarnating your teeth.
Right.
All right, I'm ready.
All right.
Oh, my stomach hurts.
And draw an animal that has a chicken head, a pineapple body, and duck feet. An animal that has a chicken head, a pineapple body, and duck feet. And you have 1 minute starting now. Chicken head. Gosh darn it. Pineapple body.
I'm going to win this one.
You might.
I'm going to win this one, damn it. So help me, pineapple.
Duck feet. I'm struggling with what duck feet look like.
I'm not. I am spot on, but the chicken head. Okay.
See, I got the chicken head. I'm struggling with the pineapple body. 10 seconds.
All right.
Oh my gosh. Cannot believe I do this. Oh, there we go.
Yes.
Pen stand.
Yes.
This is your round.
Yes.
This is your moment. This is where you take it.
I have no idea how. You go first.
All right, that's fine.
Save the best for last. Oh, yours is really good.
An animal that has a chicken head, a pineapple body, and duck feet. He's also very, very small.
Yours is really, really good. I like the hair or those wings. Or is that
I feel like
texture?
so that's pineapple. Those are like pineapple. Oh, you know what? That's just the top of a pineapple, isn't it? The whole pineapple doesn't have stuff like that, does it?
Yeah. I'm like, what?
Oh, shoot.
That's okay. Let's see what I got.
Okay. Oh, yes.
Right? How accurate is that?
That is pretty good.
Viewers, tell me. We'll have to see. We'll have to see who takes it one day.
Both of them up on the screen, and our viewers can take a look here.
What's your
That's the wrong one. Sorry. That's the other one.
Name yours.
Failure. Okay, here we go.
What's the name of yours?
That is draw an animal that has chicken head, pineapple body, and duck feet. The animal name?
Yeah.
That's Clucker.
Oh, my name is you said Clucker. That's a good one. Damn.
Is it though?
Wait, Katie's chiming in.
Angie for the win.
Katie's chiming in. I like Katie. Oh, mine's Mr. Duckworth.
Mr. Ducker?
Duckworth.
Mr. Duckworth.
Yeah, he's royal.
Oh my gosh. There's probably a saying for that. Don't be a clucker. Be Mr. Duckworth. No? Is that how it goes? Did I miss it up? I must have messed it up.
Other terminology, but I liked it. I like where you went with it. I like where we were going. Oh my gosh! Because we each won one, so nobody are on this show, and
it's a draw.
I like.
Yeah, right. Everybody wins on Coffee with Humans. That's the saying. That's everybody wins.
Is it? No, it's not. It is now.
It is now. That.
You know,
you and I are on the same page.
I want 20%, Jay. I want 20%. It is.
You get 20% of nothing. Zero. But you know what? It's 20%.
What?
Nobody else told you today you could have 20% of something. So I'm giving you 20% of this today. All of it.
Thank you. All of nothing.
All of
this.
it.
Yeah, all of nothing.
Just for you. All right. Well, thank you so much, Angie, for joining me on Coffee with Humans. This has been a lot of fun.
Yeah, this is great.
How do people get in touch with you if they want to talk about personal brand? Because you're doing a marvelous job stepping into your own self. You
already know. It's all about being authentic. And you guys can definitely find me on all the social media platforms. My handle is I am Angie Legg. And you can find me on LinkedIn, on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all of those, YouTube. Find me. I am Angie Legg. Yes. 2 G's. 2 G's. G squared, baby. The one and only. You're like, I got G's like I got legs. 2 of them. I've heard all of these. I've heard that wasn't new. That wasn't. No. That's not the first time. Darn it. Sorry. Heard it all. But I love it all the same. I tried. Well, you could have 20% of what I just gave you. So of nothing. Again, not giving me 20% of anything. I love it. Thanks, Angie. We'll talk soon. Absolutely. One of the things I love about Coffee with Humans are the raw conversations I get to have, meeting new people just like you. If you or someone you know should be on Coffee with Humans, go to coffeewithhumans.com. Remember, the only rule is no sales calls. This has been Coffee with Humans. Subscribe to get updates or click to have coffee with me. coffeewithhumans.com.